This is a white raven. Children are supposed to make you feel safe. They are supposed to be innocent, harmless. That's why people open doors for them. That's why people stop to help them. That's why people trust them. The things waiting at exit 13 know that. And that's exactly why they were children's faces. Mark Reynolds loved road trips. His wife didn't. His daughter hated them. His teenage son spent most of them staring at the phone. Still, every summer they packed the RV and traveled somewhere new. This year was supposed to be different, a fresh start, a chance to reconnect, a chance to forget. Because 6 months earlier, Mark's younger brother had vanished, disappeared while driving on Route 9A. No clues, no body, nothing. The police eventually stopped searching. Mark never did. That's why he chose this route, though he never admitted it. Part of him hoped he might find answers. Part of him hoped he might find his brother. Instead, he found exit 13. The breakdown happened shortly after midnight. A loud bang, a burst of smoke, then silence. The RV rolled to a stop beside an abandoned exit sign. Exit 13. The nearest town was 30 miles away. No phone signal, no traffic, no lights, only darkness. Perfect. Mark climbed outside. Rain drizzled softly. The air felt strangely cold, too cold for summer. He checked the engine. Nothing obvious. No easy fix. Then his daughter Emily called from inside. Dad? Her voice sounded nervous. There's someone outside. Mark looked up. Three children stood beside the road, watching. They hadn't been there moments earlier. He was sure of it. Two boys, one girl, all wearing old fashioned clothes, all soaking wet, all perfectly still. Mark walked toward them. Are you kids okay? No answer. The smallest girl stepped forward. Her voice barely rose above a whisper. Can we come inside? Mark frowned. Where are your parents? The children remained silent. Then the girl repeated, can we come inside? Something about her tone bothered him, like she wasn't really asking. Mark glanced at their faces and noticed something strange. Their eyes remained hidden beneath shadows, even though there was enough light to see everything else. Though The word escaped before he could stop it. The children's expressions changed instantly. Not anger, not sadness, disappointment. The little girl slowly nodded. Okay. Then all three children walked into the fog and disappeared. Mark felt relieved immediately until the knocking began. From the RV door, Mark opened it. Nobody there. Only darkness. Only fog. Close the door. The knocking started again, this time on a window. Emily screamed. One of the children stood outside, pressing his face against the glass, smiling. Its eyes were completely black, not dark brown, not shadow, black, pure black. The child slowly tapped the window. Let me in. The voice sounded wrong, older, deeper. Not a child's voice at all. Mark pulled the curtain shut. His wife was crying now. His son looked pale. What are they? Nobody answered because nobody knew. The knocking spread. One window, then another, then another. Soon, every side of the RV echoed with tapping. Dozens of small hands, dozens of tiny fingers, knocking, waiting, patient. The family huddled together. Hours passed. The children never left. Sometimes they appeared outside one window, sometimes another, always smiling, always watching. Then Emily noticed something horrifying. One of the children wasn't a child anymore. It looked older, taller. The face had changed. Mark stared through the curtain. His blood froze. The figure outside looked familiar, very familiar, because it was his brother, the brother who vanished, the brother everyone believed was dead, standing outside the RV, smiling, black eyes, knocking gently on the glass. Mark, the voice came from outside, perfect, identical. Let me in. Mark began shaking. No, no, that wasn't his brother. It couldn't be. The thing outside smiled wider. Please. Then it whispered something only Mark would understand. A childhood memory, a secret, something nobody else knew, something only his brother could know. Mark felt the door handle beneath his hand. Temptation, hope, desperation. Maybe it really was him. Maybe somehow he'd survived. Maybe his daughter grabbed his arm. Dad! Mark looked down. Emily was crying. Those aren't children anymore. Mark turned toward the window and nearly screamed. There weren't three figures outside now. There were dozens, hundreds, standing across the highway, watching silently. Every one of them black eyed, everyone smiling, everyone wearing a different face. Missing people, travelers, truckers, police officers, victims of Route 9A, and among them, Mark spotted Marcus, the truck driver, Daniel Mercer, the trooper, Tyler Grant, the rideshare driver, all smiling, all watching, all waiting. Then every figure raised one hand simultaneously and pointed toward the highway. Something was coming, something huge. The ground began trembling. The asphalt cracked. A deep sound echoed beneath the earth. A heartbeat, slow, massive, alive. The thing beneath Route 9A was waking up, and all the black eyed figures turned toward it, like worshippers greeting a god. The heartbeat grew louder, closer, closer. Then everything stopped. Silence. Absolute silence. The black eyed figures vanished. Gone. Every single one. As though they had never existed. Dawn slowly arrived. The RV engine started perfectly. The road reopened. The nightmare seemed over. Until Emily found something beneath her seat. A small drawing, crayon on paper. Three black eyed children holding hands, standing beside an RV. And inside the RV, one person was colored completely black. Not the mother, not the son, not Emily, Mark. As the family drives away, Emily turns the drawing over. On the back is a message written in childish handwriting. We'll see that again soon. And beneath the words, a motel room number, room 13. They should have chosen a different destination, Wouldn't you agree? Thank you for listening. This is the White Raven. If you like the story, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications bell, share the story with someone you think might also enjoy it, and leave a comment. I'd love to hear about you. If you have a story and you would like to share it with us, send it to the White Raven Stories at gmail.com. This was the White Raven. Till next time.